Sorry, not really. Meeting called, call the meeting to order.
Chairperson Patricia Barton,
Present.
Commissioner Miguel Finez,
Present.
Commissioner Margaret Phelps,
Present.
Attorney James Lamana,
Present.
and Captain Chris Kelly.
Present.
Oh, my word. Everyone's present. Yes. We definitely have a quorum. We have minutes from our October 21st meeting. Did you have a chance to read them?
Yeah,
Any corrections, deletions?
I don't have any.
Me neither.
Make a motion to accept the minutes from October 21st meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Then we have some one-day liquor licenses, two of them, matter of fact, for YR Dance and Events, 25 Exchange Street on December 4th, for co-workers dinner from 1 to 3 p.m. in the Cultura Latina Dance Academy, hosting a fundraiser dinner at the Lynn Museum, 590 Washington Street, from 6 to 9 p.m. What is your pleasure?
Not get licenses for me. You must apply.
Make a motion to accept approve the one-day licenses for YR Dance and Events and Cultura Latina Dance Academy.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. All right, then we have, we have a discussion for a change of manager at La Chingada, 160 Franklin Street. Okay, well, we'll put it off to the end, hold it. Okay, we're ready for, La Chingada.
How you guys doing? Yeah. This is my update certification.
Oh, you did.
I'll say.
No, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. The transfer of management papers, change of manager, that paperwork is in order. I do have reservations about your qualifications. You really don't have a whole lot of experience as a manager. Lot of experience dealing with plumbing and.
I've been a manager before, It's just a different, a manager is a transferable skill. And, I just asking you guys the opportunity to prove myself and show you that we can do a good job over there. I know that you have really bad experience with the previous ownership, with management, but, I just planning to see if you guys can give us the opportunity or give me the opportunity to show, okay, we can do a respectable business, we can move forward. And, I know that it's difficult to trust somebody that we already messed, but
Exactly.
I just asking you for the opportunity to me, because it's gonna be my name on the line, and I'm planning to keep my name up because I don't think that this is gonna be my only business that I'm planning to do. As you can see in my resume, this is not my first business that I've been running. When I was younger, 24 years, I opened my first business. It was a trucking transportation business. So I was available to go to different states. So I kind of know how dealing with people, and I think it just matter that just giving me a little chance. The most that we can lose over here is just you guys can just shut the business again. You know what I mean?
Okay,
But I don't think-
that's what I want to make perfectly clear to Melissa. Yes. This would be your last opportunity. I mean, believe me, if this doesn't work out, we're talking revocation, not suspension, revocation. And you'd be stuck with the business without a license. And you don't want, I don't think you'd want to put yourself in that position. So I don't know if you're really serious about this gentleman, and I'm impressed with what you're saying today, but you do have to realize that it's your business that's on the line.
Yeah. I would say that reason I don't think it's gonna be a problem for him after I take the management. I'm planning to make that business running the way how it's supposed to.
Recollection at the last meeting, we asked to see a resume from the assistant manager,
Yes.
the only manager on site some of the nights.
So, about that, sorry. And, the manager, he was on the way here, and he was sick today, and he didn't even work, he didn't show up to work, he was supposed to come, even, but, some stuff happened, but I'm planning to be in the business for 7 days until that business start going straight and doing what it's supposed to. And, he didn't show up yet, but if you want, then later on I can bring that on. But today he wasn't available to show.
Well, you say he didn't show up to work. What work?
He
is-
didn't show up to work. He's doing deliveries. He worked for I forgot the name of the company. Forgot the name of the company. But it's not the he had
restaurant.
driver. Sorry?
He wasn't supposed to show up to the restaurant today.
No.
No.
So he just couldn't show up today, and I couldn't have the information.
But you have a full-time job and you're gonna work there 7 nights?
Yes. Just until we get everything situated. Anyways, I have to be there to make sure that the business is running, and after we have a structure in the business, after that, I'm planning to hire somebody else and put it in there. But while in this business is gonna be starting now, I want to be 100% there. To make sure that everything run the way how it's supposed to. So planning to be there for. So, until we come back here, if you guys give me like a review, or if you want me, if you want me to come back and see, how we doing.
He was supposed to bring in a resume for the assistant manager.
Yeah,
We
correct.
wanted to make sure that when he's not available, that he's qualified as well.
Okay.
Cynthia.
Why don't we wait till December 4th meeting? We're having a meeting early. So it's December 4th.
Yeah,
Have everything in order. Bring the gentleman in the resume, and we'll make our final decision, and you'll probably be able to, if everything is in place. Maybe it might be ready to be opened by the first of the year, but right now, you're still waiting for requests. I mean, we could say you didn't have it today, and that's it. I don't know, I tend to be a little impressed with the way you sounded today. You sound much better today than last
More.
times.
Confident, if we really want to get this open, and I'm really putting myself into it. I will make sure that everything, like I say, running according to the law and according to the standard of the city. It's the most important thing, make sure that the business is running well. But I'm planning to be there 100% until that business is going the way how we want it to be.
okay.
Okay, then, have all your ducks in a row for our next meeting on December 4th, and at that time, it will either be yay or nay. No excuses.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. Make a motion to postpone the decision until December 4th meeting, and at which time you'll have the resume from the assistant manager along with his presence.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Thank you.
You know.
Okay. All right, and then we have a conference for the Roma lot. Hello? You can duck, you can't run. Okay, we're here because of a number of police reports. we're here because of a number of police reports, 3 on this agenda, but there's a 4th one that will be coming up, regarding lack of management and control of your crowd.
But usually it is happening outside our club, not like inside our club. And we have a lot of security, and I really spoke with detectives about it. And he told me there isn't much the police can do to help us out with that.
Right.
So we're like open to suggestions, because inside the club we have absolutely no problem. We have about 7 securities to 9 from time to time. So any suggestion you can give us on what you want us to do out in the streets, because again, once people leave the club,
But once they are in your club, they're your problem. And when they're coming out, if they're not dispersing, it's your club that's causing the problem for us, because they're coming from your club. You have to figure out a way to convey to your clientele that if they cause problems leaving your establishment, it becomes your problem. And you don't want to be in a position where we have to roll back your hours for starters. Because at 1 o'clock in the morning, no one should have to put up with the noise, the disturbances that are going on.
yeah.
It's not fair to the
everybody around 12:30, that's when we start kicking people out.
You may have to do it even earlier. But you have to convey this message to your clientele.
What's your occupancy?
240. So,
Do you own the parking lot?
no, we have the people next door to us allowed, but we close our parking lot. No, we are not even allowing people to park there, not for the same reason.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
It's down, goes lengthwise, right,
Yeah,
between the 2
so-
buildings, yeah, right, yeah.
So we close it now. When we open, so we don't have that problem.
Okay.
So I think the last 4 weeks or 3 weeks, we've been like pretty good about dispersing people. And then also we had one night where we had people that came with like dirt bikes, and clearly
Yeah.
playing from the dirt bikes.
Mhm.
And that's when I started to detectives do well about it, because they were dirt bikes with masks, and then it won't burn out. And,
Yeah.
and we have no control of those people, because they were not even people that were in the club. They just pop out somewhere.
Do you advertise?
No, we try not to advertise for the same reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. We try to like try to see how we can help. If we can call the cops and they're gonna help us, and then
It's not a case of they don't
I
want to
know,
help
I
you.
know.
I mean, it's a case of they're controlling this entire city.
I
They
understand
can't be your personal security, and you have security. So.
yeah. But again, once they go out on their cars in the middle of the street, it's kind of hard for us to control that crowd. But again, we do much better. And you can see the report that we didn't report for weeks. So we're getting better at it. We're like closing the parking lot. We're trying to let them out earlier, dispersing people like faster, and we just trying to find a solution.
Yeah.
It's- Once people's out of the club, it's out of our hands. It's not like somebody goes wrong inside the club and we can kick them out and control. But once they jump on their car and they're in the middle of the street, it's kind of hard for us to like,
I know, but again, if they're coming from your club, you own them.
yeah.
You own them.
We try to, we myself, put in that position to walking through there, make it then shut the music off.
Yes.
Many of them shut them off, but as soon as they take off, they run it. They started blast the music again. And then what we do is myself, I started seeing who did that and caught it. They don't allow no more.
Okay. Yeah.
We got a party last Saturday, and then few people are denied to get in because they don't want to be behaved.
Yeah.
They don't belong from the city. They from ever.
Uh-huh.
And you're not going to cause disturbance in my city. I live here for 30 years something. You know, and it's not appropriate. People need to sleep, and we need to go home safe. We go talk to them, and then a lot of them have a lot of respect. Okay, I go. And then I just drop on my phone, like, can I take a picture of your license plate? And I gotta report you to the police. And you're gonna have a ticket. No, they left. The day with the dirt bike, those guys don't even in the club. They go by, they started making thing, and I call the police.
Do you have surveillance also?
Yeah.
You do. You have surveillance also.
I call right away. No, this is gonna happen here. Something's unprepared. Somebody's gonna have a crash, and then you see people through the windows. You call videos, take a picture. It was insane, actually.
Well, let them know
Because
while they're
this person-
inside, let them know while they're inside your club about their behavior when they're leaving.
I tell them.
Reflects
I tell-
on you and
I
be
tell them.
jeopardizing your license.
Because again, your last time we increased security, we were from 4 to like 9, just to cure the problem. But again, it's like some people will listen and some people will not listen. Some people even have that problem with police. So
So do you trespass them? I mean, if you have clientele who are misbehaving outside, do you then trespass them and tell them they can't come to your club anymore?
No, that's what I do.
Okay.
can you just tell you that?
That's what I do. I tell them, no, you're not allowed here anymore. Why? Because 3 weeks ago, oh, that's a long time ago. No, you do it once, you're done.
Okay.
You don't belong for
Okay.
the city. You're not gonna cause a disturbance in my city. We have to control this. Okay? Many of them, sometimes they're not even there. The friend go out in the club and they close, the door is closed. Door is closed, nobody go. You step outside, you stay outside.
So when they trespass, Captain White, do they have to report this to the police?
Ideally, we would put that on file to have that documented. But as the business owner, he has the right to trespass people off of his property. But we do have files that we keep at the station. So if we have to come and you're telling us that you've trespassed this person, it'd be good to have that documentation for us to then enforce that arrest to, if that person's refusing to leave your property at that point.
Okay, that's a good.
But this is strictly educational. It's what
Yeah.
we want.
That's
Yeah.
not, like, we're open to suggestions because, again, my understanding was that it was inside the club. Once I leave the club, it was not my responsibility. But now
No,
that
no.
I'm taking them down the street, my
You,
responsibility.
you own them.
Yeah, my suggestion, reading these reports, the biggest problem, it seems, it is outside the club, but it's the people that are leaving your club
Correct.
now becoming a problem for the police outside of your club. So you have to identify these people. They've come into your club before, and then when they're leaving, they're refusing to leave, refusing to disperse at that point. Once you identify them, if you don't let them into your club, the next week, the following week, this problem should stop on its own because you're not allowing these people that habitually stay there in the area and cause loud music. There's been gunshots. There's been other issues. Don't let them in your club, and then you won't have that problem after hours. That's my opinion.
Would police detail help if we hire?
I'm sorry.
Can we hire police detail?
You can. Good luck. Yeah, you
can speak to-
can hire police details. Absolutely.
We try the best that we can. I myself decided to let it down in parking space because the parking space is a long way to the other street. There is all the people leave.
Yeah.
What did I do? I close. I put something and I buy it and I put a sign. Don't trespass. And you get in the parking, you gotta get home. So that way we keep the people away from them so far. But that's like some kind of thing going on better and better and better every week. When they see we enforce a few things, they think twice. So, and then I tell the DJ every night, tell them, behave good. See, they like it, this place. Respect the place. Respect the city, respect their neighbor. So they see, they started out, they're not gonna be more here. So when I saw one, and it's done. Whenever I see a spin tire, I take his license plate. Loud music, I recognize them. I never forget faces. So they know all that.
We had those issues in the past from some of the restaurants and clubs in the city. And they used to hire sometimes, the police. As long as they're there with the lights on, believe me, people don't want to stay there.
No, I know.
So, and the problem went away, but you have to invent the wheel again practically.
Yeah.
They want, but some of the clubs did hire some police details. For, at least
That kind of thing, that's the best solution. Because police present, they got limit. They're not gonna get arrested, and then they're not gonna. And then we don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
We're gonna go on safe, close the place, everybody go on safe, no trouble.
Right.
The last thing I'm gonna do is waste the resource for the city to call the police. But So I got no choice.
Yeah.
I gotta do what I gotta do for the sake of my neighbor.
Okay. Good, you.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Couple police reports here.
Yeah.
First one is the Tequila Bar, 76 Central Ave. It's report number 25045501, dated 7/12/25 at 00:18 hours. In this first one here, we had a report at 76 Central Avenue for a disturbance. When the police were heading there, they got redispatched to the front lobby of the station. The caller was now at the station. That person took his phone off and smashed his phone off the lobby wall. Turns out he was 20 years old, said he got punched by security at the bar. He was clearly intoxicated. He also had default warrants for his arrest. The concerning part of this report was he was 20 years old and was intoxicated, coming from that location.
It was July. That's brilliant. He go back.
Next one we have, I'm sorry, we're moving. Next one we have is Lido Cafe at 112 Federal Street, report number 25046196, dated 7/14/25. Police were dispatched to 112 Federal Street, the Lido Cafe, on an alarm. The person punched in the wrong alarm code, and there was no further issues at that location.
Just accept it.
The next one we have is El Tipico, 29 Neptune Boulevard, report number 25046687, dated 7/16/25. So this report here, it was a domestic arrest that took place, but going through the entire report, what happened was they pulled into the parking lot of El Tipico. They were not patrons. They had nothing to do with the establishment. It got listed as such because of the liquor license. They were on their property, but the arrest and everything took place in a vehicle outside in the parking lot.
Okay. Something for the votes.
The next one we had was the Roma Lounge we just covered, 170 Broad Street. I think I pulled that one out because it was for the conference.
Yeah.
And then we have, the next one is for the Brotherhood Community Club, 15 Coburn Street, number 25049017. This here, police were dispatched for a disturbance between staff and customer. The police got there, that person was already gone, and the bartender basically said that they would call if any further problems, or they would trespass them if they show back up and they were gone prior to our arrival.
Accept.
The next one we have is the O'Reilly Restaurant, 22 Monroe Street, report number 25049244, dated 7/26/25. This one here, the police was sent to 205 Market Street on a report of a fight involving 3 people. The police observed 2 male parties holding down a third. It turns out that both of these persons holding them down were security. They clearly had security displayed on their jackets. What happened was this person tried to gain entrance in. He was intoxicated. Due to his intoxication, they would not allow him inside the bar. He actually punched 2 of the security guards and caused a disturbance for not being let in. And at that point, he was later placed in protective custody due to his intoxication. And he was also summoned in for the assault and battery on the 2 security guards that refused to let him in.
Accepted through the files.
The next one we have is Bruno's Bar at 854 Western Avenue, report number 25051441, dated 8/4/25. Police were dispatched to that 854 Western for a report of an unwanted guest. They spoke to the owner, Mr. Raul Santos. There was a unidentified male that yelled that his iPhone was inside. He then fled on a bicycle prior to our arrival. There was no further incident. He was gone before we got there. The next one we have is the Blue Ox at 191 Oxford Street, report number 25051894, dated 8/6/25. This one here, police were dispatched for a trespasser. guy came into the restaurant and he was already intoxicated. They did not serve him. He was asked to leave, and he was also gone prior to the police arrival with no further incident.
Except for the photo.
Next one we have is the Stefani's Restaurant at 106 Union Street, report number 25052701, dated 8/10/25. Police were dispatched to 108 Union Street for a fight. Several cars responded. One of the persons had a deep laceration over the right eyebrow and the front of her nose. And this report is a lengthy report, but basically, a couple people got into a altercation leaving over some jokes and other things being said. Actually, one of the persons had their face hit against the cement wall, and that person was, he was placed in custody for the assault, battery, dangerous weapon, and arrested on scene without further incident, but it happened basically as they were leaving the club that night. Next one we have is Eclipse Lounge, 47 Central Ave, number 2505-56955, dated 8/28/25. The police were dispatched to 47 Central Avenue on a fight. Basically, there was a couple females looking to fight, and basically there was a argument or be a purse left inside. They stated the disturbance did not occur inside. There was no issues inside. They spoke to the staff, and the only thing that was weird was the female employee, but she refused to identify herself to police, which was a little odd.
Yeah.
But there was no other issues other than the argument outside the bar.
Yeah, I think you need to bring them in for a conference, and they need to review with their employees.
Right.
You identify.
The next one we have is Enjoy Liquors at 53 Union Street, number 25057195, dated 8/28/2025. This one here, police were dispatched at 53 Union Street on a fight at Enjoy Liquors. Multiple units responded. They spoke to the business owner, and who stated a group of males fought outside, then fled prior to the police arrival. They did encounter someone that was having some type of medical health crisis and partially intoxicated. That person was then sent to the hospital for further evaluation.
Accepted for the file.
The next one we have is Bruno's Bar, 854 Weston, number 25057213, dated 8/28/2025. The police were dispatched for a disturbance. They spoke to the bartender, who stated that someone requested to buy alcohol but was too intoxicated, and that guy disagreed with the evaluation. He actually stated that he disagreed, but he was willing to leave the premises, and there was no further problems, and he left.
Accepted for the file.
Next one we have is the Eclipse Lounge, 47 Central, 2500572227, dated 8/29/25. Police actually responded to the front desk of the Lynn Police Station for an assault. They did observe some injuries. They said they just were assaulted at the Eclipse Bar at 47 Central Avenue. They were at the bar with some friends. Basically, it was an ex-boyfriend and a new girl involved. And that person, after the fight, they took off, and the police took out charges for the domestic assault and battery that stemmed from that fight at the bar. It was over, she spotted him with a new girl, and a fight ensued, and warrant was sought for the charges against the guy for the assault.
Okay. Accepted for the file.
Next one we have is George's Roast Beef at 124 Broad Street, number 25057652. Police went there for a report of a disturbance. It got changed to a larceny. What happened here? A woman that was known to Lynn Police stole money out of the tip jar. They were able to identify her and take out charges for her stealing out of the tip jar.
Accepted for the file.
The next one we have is Ocean Liquors, 780 Washington Street, number 25058900, dated 9/4/25. Police just went there for a fire. There was heavy smoke coming from the roof. They believe it was the air conditioning unit, and the business was closed. Nobody inside at the time of the fire.
Accepted for the file.
Next one we have is State Street Liquors, 44 State Street, report number 25059254, dated 9/6/2025. Police were dispatched for an unwanted guest at State Street Liquors. The owner or the worker called for assistance. The person refused to leave. There are signs outside posted prohibiting loitering, and after a conversation, he was removed from that area. Next one we have is Trios, 70 Market Street, report number 25059270, dated 9/6/2025. This was another alarm call, and the panic alarm was activated by accident. What happened was National Grid was working in the area, cut the power, and it caused the alarm to trip. So it was actually not the business owner's fault, but when they cut the power. Next one we have is Jade Pacifica, 101 Linfield Street, report number 25059357, dated 9/6/2025. Police were dispatched. This was a hit and run. A traffic sign got hit. One of the persons inside witnessed it. One of the persons did make a comment to the police that the people that got in the vehicle, they believe were two of them and were overserved. When they spoke to the bartender, who was identified as Kenny, stated that he didn't even know the sign was struck and that he did not know who the couple was. And he said they only been a patron there a couple times. He did not say he did not believe they were overserved. The next one we have is the Blue Ox at 191 Oxford Street, number 25059411, dated 9/6/2025. Police got sent there, two male parties in front of the Blue Ox for a fight, and people saw this when they were leaving, but prior to the police arrival, they were gone, no further incident. Next one we have is Greatest Hits, 100 Ford Street, number 25060945. This one was another alarm call set off by accident and no further issues. We just responded for the alarm. The next one we have is Heinz Liquors at 518 Weston, number 25061077, dated 9/13/2025. Police responded for a fight possibly involving a knife. There was a guy that had a laceration on his left side. Going through this report, there was an incident, but it all took place out in front, basically in front of the liquor store. Nobody was actually involved as a patron from the liquor store, but there was an incident that took place in front. The next one we have is the Apotheca Dispensary, 491 Linway, report number 25061948. The Lynn Police responded to that location for report of an alarm. The panic alarm was set off within the building, which was accidental, and there was no further incident. The next one we have is the Stefani's Restaurant, 106 Union Street, report number 25062259, dated 9/18/25. Police were dispatched to this location for a larceny. There was two juveniles at 8. One of the parents was supposed to send money to one of those juveniles, never did. They ended up getting a hold of one of the parents that squared the bill, and there was no further incident. The next one we have is the DM Cannabis, 211 Lewis Street, report number 2506446, dated 9/19/25. Another one where the police went to a panic alarm, but this one, there was a guy using a paper ID that they refused to accept, and refusing to leave. The patient got frustrated, so they had the police come, and he left prior to the arrival of the police. Next one we have is Vicky's Restaurant, 133 Essex Street, report number 25062489, dated 9/19/25. This here was part of the conference that we just went through, one of the Roma incidents.
Yes.
The next one we have is the Pelican Bar, 874 Washington Street, number 25064329, dated 9/27/2025. Lynn Police went there for an unwanted guest, spoke to the owner. There was a female that was refusing to leave. The police were able to escort her with no further incident after she paid her bill and she left. The next one we have is the Pelican Bar, 874 Washington Street, It's number 2506439 dated 9/27/2025. Police went to the Pelican Bar for an unresponsive female. She collapsed and was unresponsive. She basically came in, sat in a chair, some socializing, and slumped to the ground, passed out. And this person regained consciousness and began to vomit. They were then transported to the hospital without further incident.
Okay, accept this.
Next one, we have another Roma Lounge Home, which we covered for the conference. The last one is Sullivan's Liquors, 196 Essex Street, 2506480, 9/30/2025. Police went there for someone sleeping outside or intoxicated. They informed, we got called for that. We spoke to them inside. They said they never called the Sullivan's Liquors, and the police found nothing out front. And that was no further incident.
Okay, accept that to the file. Thank you. We have communications, but I'm gonna put that on hold for a minute and let's jump down to new business and
Yeah, on the new,
you're on a roll.
yeah, on the new business, we had a police report generated on 10/25/2025. It was for 25 Exchange Street. And what happened here, there was a Halloween party, was supposed to be a Halloween party for a bunch of young partygoers. But it was very concerning, based on the police report, what the officers went through that evening. They went to that location. There was supposed to be about 150 people in attendance, anywhere from the ages of 14 to 18. And they had a DJ, they had a smoke machine, they did have security. The security, so to document what happened in the report, most of the juveniles were between 16 and 21 years old. They got very little cooperation and actually got hostility from the people that rented for that party. The officer notes several times just the lack of cooperation, the amount of people, the young ages. There was a heavy smoke, smell of marijuana, smoke you could smell inside, and a lot of alcohol. You could also smell people drinking alcohol inside. The security actually took a very defensive stance around the officers who had a call for backup, which was very unsettling for officer safety and obviously the safety of the community with this party being uncontrolled, lack of control. They basically said that the maximum capacity was for 150 people with no permit for alcohol. It was marketed for a Halloween party for community event for kids. But if you read the report, the smoke machine set off a fire alarm. The fire responded. They end up finding an intoxicated person that needed hospitalization, were transported to the hospital due to intoxication. They got no cooperation from the crowd. It was very difficult to move in there. They said it was a fire hazard. They said basically it was over 250 people in that location. And they found a basement door that was left open for basically an illegal crowd to enter through the basement door, creating a riotous condition where several more officers had to be called in and keep that crowd from getting out of control. And the officer notes also in the report that there was people that felt unsafe in the neighborhood that stayed in their cars for over 30 minutes because of the stuff that was taking place around the crowded venue. And also they did observe several cases of open and unopened alcohol cases being brought to the cars that were parked in the lot despite not having an alcohol permit by staff members. So it was a very concerning event that took place on the 25th.
And this happened at,
It happened at 25 Exchange Street, yes.
who owns that?
Lynne's.
Lynn?
Lynn Museum, yeah.
Museum owns it, and I think they rented out to the Lynn Music Foundation.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I think this particular one was through the Lynn Music Foundation, I believe. But yeah, it was just obviously a very concerning event for public safety, the officer safety, and obviously,
Yeah, who runs the music association?
I don't have all that information. I don't know if it was in the permits or,
One of the principals of the Lynn Music Foundation, I sent a copy of the email from Captain Brown. He did show up the very next day, explained that he sublet to a group, and they were going to make some changes in policy going forward. They normally require their own security company to secure all events. They let the organizers, whoever sublet the space, hire their own security company. But this may be something that he did come in within 24 hours of my email to him explaining it. I also let the Lynn Museum know about this. I spoke with Joe Scanlon, who's on the board of directors, and he was appreciative of the heads up. He also was aware it was not a Lynn Music Foundation event. You know, they do a lot of one-day liquor licenses
Yes.
for different shows.
Yeah. So is there any way we can find out who actually rented it so that we don't allow them to get a one-day license from us?
There was no one-day license for this event, so.
Exactly. So now if they come in the future and ask for a one day based upon this, I think we would be in the right to say no.
Absolutely. We may want to bring them in
Yeah.
for a conference next meeting and get to that
That's-
information, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to.
I know that Joe said that they were going to not renew their lease. They were going to meet, they had a meeting tonight, I believe. And the black box is now closed because it's not under proper fire code.
Okay, so we can bring them in to just
Lynn Music
to
Foundation.
find out who those people were, and we can let those people know. Don't even bother asking for one. Okay. Thank you. And then we have a letter from a concerned citizen regarding Gannon Golf Course. And this is sent from his iPhone. His name is Lee Barney, and he's lived on Great Woods Road for over 35 years. He's tolerated a lot of nonsense, and he's coming from the golf course with the professionals and the semi-pros and the member drinking. And driving through his neighborhood after 35 years, he's tired. We need to sit down and figure out a resolve because they have a liquor license and it's not getting better. It's only getting worse, and we have handicapped kids in my neighborhood, and somebody's going to get run over because all the good old boys are just protecting the good old boys. So I think we should bring in the Gannon Golf Course to meet with the good old girls and
Yeah.
Miguel.
Miguel.
I know from a few police reports, he's been very vocal, and unfortunately, in his reports, he's very hostile to the people that work again in the offices that try to de-escalate and speak to him in a calm fashion. He actually has made some racial comments towards our minority officers. He's very rude, very belligerent, and he's made like threatening things to several people that try to de-escalate and find some mediation with the traffic and the speeding. Unfortunately, he's a very difficult person to work with based on his belligerence.
I can say I was in a meeting with representatives of the DPW and the mayor's office, and I believe the park commission is going to be installing, it might not be the spring now, but speed bumps on the driveway leading up to the parking lot, because another one of his complaints is people speeding out of the B&N parking lot, racing down Linfield Street, but at least the speed bumps were one thought to address if people are in fact speeding.
Okay, so maybe we should invite this Mr. Barney to come in. Why not? Do we want to mediate this or not?
Should make for good television.
So you're saying it is being addressed up there?
At least for the speeding, I can't comment on, his complaints in the mayor's office was focused on speeding, and you might be able to infer that there might have been some connection between speeding and intoxication, but,
Then I say, let's bring someone in from Gannon just to conference, talk about the possible over-serving and
the holiday's coming, it's always a good time to remind all licensed establishments
Yeah.
about over-serving.
maybe we can let Mr. Barney know he's more than welcome to attend. Okay.
And that's the Benson.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Then we have a communication from Benson. The only thing I am concerned with this letter The gentleman has asked to remain anonymous.
About the same.
Yeah.
I know. I wonder if he realized.
He sent it from Can we let him know that?
I think as a courtesy, I can reach out to him and let him know. But to be fair to Provenza, if they don't get to see the allegations, we really can't hold them
Exactly.
be responsible for what's in that letter. There may be other factors, including some Instagram pictures and the video, but he might even be identifiable from the video he sent in, I believe. I believe he is. Is that correct?
All right, so we can reach out to him
I absolutely will.
and just, okay, and we should bring them based upon this letter. Everyone have a chance to see?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Use that. Yeah. Will we have a chance to see the Instagrams tonight?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so then I would entertain a motion to bring Provenza in for a dangerousness hearing based upon these allegations
What's the motion?
and based upon the advertisement on Instagram.
I do make a motion that we then, if your concerns about the, when we have the evidence, on the,
I mean, even if we just go by the Instagram posters, that's.
in the Instagram.
Yeah, and also this posters, this was an advertisement. There's a people.
Yeah. I'll second that motion
Yeah, for prevents.
to bring Provenza in.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that's for next Tuesday night or Tuesday afternoon?
Yes, it's a good time.
Any, I can make it work.
What about you, Miguel? It's a good time next Tuesday. For him.
When is best for,
I can do it anytime.
doesn't matter. Except Wednesday is the only day that, Wednesday I can both.
Yeah, it's gonna be Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Okay,
Tuesday.
yeah, sounds good.
You working?
That works. 4 is good.
Four?
Yeah,
Was that good for you, Jim?
Yeah, I'll make it good for me.
Okay.
You can have a hookah.
Captain White, are you still gonna be here?
I'll still be here, yes.
Be here?
I will. Tuesday, the 25th, 4 o'clock.
Day the 25th.
Yeah.
Is Tim taking over?
At some point, we're not, I'll probably be still here for the December meeting, but it looks like, yes, Lieutenant Donovan will be the
Donovan.
heir apparent.
We'll have to address you as Lieutenant Donovan.
Hey, Lou. Hey, Lou. Okay, so, when can we see?
It is after this
Yeah,
meeting.
yep. Anybody have anything else on the agenda? I do see it, so,
I do not.
meeting adjourned.
It was Logic House renewal.
No, the